the line, somebody might have made me feel, an experience might have made me feel like I wasn't good enough or I wasn't prepared enough or whatever. And subconsciously, those are the things that are kind of creeping up back to the front of our mind. And before you know it, we're down this negative spiral. You know what I mean? Hey YouTube, it's your favorite manifesting cousin Neira, and I'm so happy and grateful to be back with you all for the very first video of 2023. The month is almost over, but finally I am here and sitting at my camera to do this video for you. So look, I've got a lot of things that I like to catch you guys up on, but I really just wanted to come and make this really quick video. So first things first, Happy New Year. So happy and grateful for everybody that's gonna come across this video. I'm making this video in response to a comment from one of the YouTube shorts that I posted. I'm gonna insert it right here.
Don't say that.
So on this particular video, Hey Y'all 452 asked the question, how do you get over your intrusive thoughts? And y'all, it's been a journey. It has truly been a journey. I personally have struggled over the years with intrusive thoughts. I grew up with what felt like a hypercritical household at times, and I feel like even as an adult, some of those things still live with me, on top of the fact that I deal with perfectionism and this really high standard or perspective of how I think that my life should go, how I think I should handle things, how I think people should be handling me, all of that. And if you're not careful, you can go on a negative spiral, is what I like to call it. And a negative spiral is whenever you have one negative thought, and before you know it, you're so hyper focused on that one thought that you're just going down a spiral. Like, I mean, it could be something as simple as, oh my gosh, I need to retwist my hair today, right? And before you know it, you're thinking about how you can't do anything right, or you always say that you're gonna do something and you never not do it, or whatever the case may be, whatever those thoughts are. So I'm gonna help you guys out with things that I've learned about intrusive thoughts and how you kind of break it right when it happens. So there's a term that's called cognitive diffusion, and believe me, let me just put a disclaimer here. I am not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not any of those people. I'm just a person that has studied heavily on my own self-development and wellness, and I'm just sharing things that have worked with me. I would suggest that you can maybe apply some of the tips that I have, but my word is not the end all be all. And if you really feel like you are struggling with mental illness, listen, therapy does wonders. Go and find you a mental health care professional that could really help you. Okay, so anyway, let me get back into this. So there's a phrase called cognitive diffusion, and it's simply saying understanding and giving yourself space between yourself and your thoughts. Okay, we know, and if you're into personal development, self-help, you have probably heard the simple phrase, I am not what I think. I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are just a thought. Like in a 24-hour period, we probably have close to 1 million thoughts that come into our minds, and they come from all sorts of things, memories, what we're currently dealing with, conversations that we've had, songs, the media, whatever the case may be. And just because we are observing a thought, that does not mean that we have to put a connection to it to feel like that thought is actually us. A lot of times, a lot of the thoughts and a lot of the habits that we have come from other people. They come from our environment. They come from the way that we grew up. And again, just because they may have been a part of our experience, that does not mean that our thoughts are who we are, right? One, how do you recognize an intrusive thought? More than likely, you can recognize an intrusive thought because it does not make you feel good. Intrusive thoughts come in and they make you feel anxious, they may make you feel nervous, they may make you feel sad, or they may make you feel frustrated or irritated, or any of those emotions that you feel that don't make you feel uplifted and light and happy and free is more than likely an intrusive thought. And that thought may or may not have weight to it. You know, we choose how much weight it has to it. But just because you have the thought, it does not mean that it's true. I want to remind you guys that. So what you can do is when you notice that this thought is coming in, or you feel yourself going down a negative spiral or a loop of possibly the same thought or a negative experience or whatever the case may be, the first thing I do is, if I'm able to, is I just stop. It sounds so simple. But if I feel like I have just been loathing or thinking about the same thing for too long, I will get up from where I'm at and I walk away. Or I will just go and find another task to do. Personally, I work from home. But maybe if you're at work and this might be the perfect time for you to go and have a bathroom break. Or maybe go and take a step outside. Or sometimes for me, what works for me is I have to physically do something else to get my mind off of where it's at. Like I have to, so it's, and this is so crazy, but again, I work from home. So sometimes I'll just stop everything that I'm doing and I'll go and work out. I'll go and take a walk. I'll go and walk the dog. I will go and put on some music. I will go downstairs and wash the dishes. I will go find me like a menial task to do, just to, for a second, take my mind off of whatever the thought is, right? And then while I'm doing that, I have to remind myself, Neira, that's just a thought. You are not your thoughts. I'll ask myself, where did this thought come from? And when I say, where did this thought come from, is it, because for me, I feel like my negative thoughts are my ego. I feel like sometimes we can give it a name. You could call your negative thoughts your ego. You could call it your lower vibrating self. You could call it the devil. You could call it the enemy. You could call it whatever you want. Sometimes it's important that we give a name to where maybe the thought is coming from, whatever it is that you choose to believe, and be able to recognize that when they come, it's just that. This is a thought from my lower vibrational self, because my higher self knows that this isn't true. This is just a thought coming from the unhealed version of myself. Because even though I'm not all the way healed in this area, consciously I know that this thought is just not true. This thought just doesn't even make sense. So I have moments like that where I'm like going back and forth with myself, and I'll just say it out loud, like, that's not even true. That's not even true. I'll give you the example. I was in Starbucks, right? And I was eavesdropping is what I was doing. I was eavesdropping on a conversation that this business owner was having with another guy. And you could tell the business owner, I believe he owned like a construction roofing company, and he was having a conversation. He had on like a little monogram polo for his business, and the other guy had on like a dress shirt and slacks or whatever. And initially they caught my attention because the guy was kind of handsome. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. They caught my attention, and I overheard their conversation, and the guy that was dressed more in the business attire was talking to him about running Facebook ads, and talking to him about, you know, developing content to be able to run for Facebook ads. And what it sounded like was the guy who was over the construction business was already very hands-on with his business as it related to content creation, as it related to running Facebook ads on his own. But it seems like the company was growing and he was looking to hire some help. So I'm overhearing the conversation, and immediately my brain is like figuring things out. They haven't even told me the problem. I'm minding other people's business, but I'm already coming up with a solution for them, because that's who I am, and I have experience in this from a previous company that I worked for. So I'm listening to them or whatever, and while they're talking, I'm like, you know, Neira, when they finish talking and the business guy gets up and leaves, you need to go over there and introduce yourself and just let him know if he needs any additional help with content creation, or if he wanted to kind of debrief about what they had going on, because you know when people are trying to scam you for some money. And I really just wanted to help this small business owner out, and I was like, you should just go over there and offer up your service to him. Well, then the intrusive thoughts started kicking in, like, girl, you don't know that man. How you just gonna go over and introduce yourself to him. You paying attention to other people's business. You're not even supposed to be listening to what they're talking about. And what makes you think that you can go and just offer your services and this man is going to talk to you and believe you? And like, so my mind started going through all of that, y'all. Like, seriously. And here's the thing, consciously, I know that I'm probably more than qualified to help this person. And even with my experience of what I've already done at a previous job, there was a part of me, my lower vibrational self is what I like to call it. My lower vibrational self operates out of fear. And so because there was a fear of unknown, the unknown fear of you don't know how they're going to receive you, or you don't know if they actually need your help, or you're just assuming this, that it made me kind of shrink down a little bit, and I didn't want to act. I didn't want to move. I didn't even want to try. And I knew what was happening. So after they got up and left, I made sure to find the man's business on Instagram, and I took a screenshot of it, and I was like, I had to coach myself through that moment. Like, first of all, no, they don't know you from a can of paint, Neira, but they also don't know this person that they just met from a can of paint. There is not anything that makes you less qualified to be able to do what you know how to do. And all you have to do is put yourself out there. Like, the worst that a person can tell you is no. So then what I'm saying is, from this example is, one, you have to recognize when an intrusive thought is coming in, and you can recognize it by how it makes you feel. Two, you have to ask yourself, why am I having this thought? Where is this thought coming from? Does this thought actually help me, or does this thought hurt me? Does this thought solve a problem, or does this thought intensify a problem? Is this thought even true? And if it's not, and if you're answering the opposite of all of those things, then I had to go back and I had to do some nervous regulation. Because again, intrusive thoughts come from fear more than anything. I say this all the time. You're either operating in faith or you're operating in fear. And a lot of the times, that is where the intrusive thought is coming from. It's coming from a deep-rooted fear somewhere along the line. Somebody made me feel like I couldn't do it. Maybe I made myself feel like I couldn't do it. Somewhere along the line, somebody might have made me feel, an experience might have made me feel like I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't prepared enough, or whatever. And subconsciously, those are the things that are kind of creeping up back to the front of our mind, and before you know it, we're down this negative spiral. You know what I mean? So you have to ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does this thought serve my highest good? Is this thought helping me to solve a problem, or is it intensifying my anxiety and my fear? Is this thought helpful or hurtful? And then this is my favorite one, because we have to, a lot of the times as adults, as we're healing and we're growing and developing, we have to go back and reparent our inner child. We have to go back and reparent our inner self. A lot of us, and God bless our parents, but a lot of our parents really did not have the tools to equip us to be emotionally sound and functioning adults. And this is why therapy is so necessary. And this is why self-development books and courses and all of those things are so important, so that you can learn how to really be a full functioning adult. So this is the question that I have to ask myself a lot of the times when I'm having an intrusive thought. Is this thought something that you would tell your best friend? And is this thought something that you would tell one of your children? When we love people, we'll never say anything to tear them down, not purposely. And when we love our children, we'll never give them advice, or we'll never share a thought with them to purposely tear them down because we love them. And I believe what's helped me the most in understanding and how to regulate intrusive thoughts is really taking the time out to pour back into myself and love myself, give myself the love that I sometimes give to everybody else, give myself the forgiveness and the grace that I sometimes give to everybody else. And when I started learning how to do that, when I started learning how to look at little Neira on the inside, insert picture here, when I started to go back and love on the little girl within inside of me that maybe didn't always get the applause, or maybe didn't always get the nurturing, or maybe didn't always get all of the positive talk, you know, you have to go back and nurture the little you and really ask yourself, like, hey girl, why are we talking to you like that? Like, why are we allowing this thought to become a part of us, and it's actually disrespecting who we are and the value that we actually bring into this world. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, listen, I hope that this video was super helpful to you guys. Hey y'all, 452, thank you so much for even asking the question and being brave enough to ask the question. I hope that this video has helped you. You should really, if you get a chance, like, take some time, look into cognitive diffusion and cognitive fusion and really get to know yourself, you know. And before I go, one thing that I have been doing for the last couple of months is before I go to bed, I have a whole nightly routine where I like clean everything up in my room. You know, I take my shower, I do my skincare and everything. But I take a look in my mirror in my bathroom and I just hold myself, because I'm a single woman and all I have are my children in here with me. And I hold myself and I look at myself in the mirror and I just shower myself with so many compliments. I shower myself until it makes me uncomfortable. I shower myself. I go through my day and all of the things that I was able to do, because a lot of times before we go to bed, we're like, you know, telling ourselves, oh, you didn't do this and you still have to do that or whatever. Like, I just take a moment to shower myself with good positive talk. Good positive talk. You know what? Today you did your best. You weren't able to get it all done. You weren't able to get everything that you wanted to get done today, but everything that needed to get done got done. And you did your best, and you put your best foot forward. And with the resources that you had, you got it accomplished. And you did it with a smile on your face. And today you met some amazing people. Today you had an amazing conversation with somebody. Today your children were so happy with you. Or whatever the case may be. Really go through your day and search for the goodness. The goodness is there. God is there. You know what I mean? And so the more and more that you just shower yourself with all of those things, I'm not going to say that the intrusive thoughts go away, but it helps you to balance them out way more whenever you're pouring into yourself as much as you possibly can. I got some more videos coming to you guys. Thank you so much for watching this one. Remember to like, comment, and share with a friend, and please leave a comment, because it is from this. Listen, hey y'all, you don't even know how much it means to me. It's from your comment that I know what kind of content to make on my channel. So please, please, please continue to leave comments, continue to like and everything. I love you guys. I like you guys. Peace, love, and light, and blessings to you and your family. Always remember, what you're seeking is seeking you too, and happy manifesting.